Hey yo, what's up YouTube? Gecko Girl coming at you with another video. First off, let's address the elephant that's in the room, which is where the hell have I been the past 2 years? Well, those of you who followed my channel from the beginning, which, much love, thank you, y'all are awesome. Y'all know that I was in school, and the deeper I got into it, the further I got into it, closer I got to the end, the harder it got. And also, I just felt like, my channel is not going to go anywhere. I'm not uploading consistently. I don't know how to edit or, like put in a cool, crazy intro or anything like that. It's just never going to go anywhere, And then, secondly, my second to last semesters when shit hit the fan and COVID hit. And you guys, I have literally probably filmed this over 20 times now, just trying to find the words. So my dad had a drug addiction when I was growing up, and we got kicked out a couple times. We moved a lot because my mom was trying to like separate him from his friends, thinking, okay, if she got him away from this crowd he was hanging out with, he would just stop and everything would be hunky-dory and things would be okay for like 5-6 months, and then he started disappearing again. And like sometimes he'd be gone for 2-3 months at a time. There was a couple times that happened, and one time we even thought he was dead, and I'd come home. Sometimes the lights would be cut off or we wouldn't have any food. Like when I say no food, like I mean not even a loaf of bread in the house. Like I had to break open my piggy bank just to buy groceries one time. And somehow mom always found a way to keep me fed. I mean, it was nice I went to bed hungry, but it wasn't because I didn't have dinner. It was because I had a small dinner. I still had something. I was just still a little hungry, and she did her best to like hide everything from me, and make everything work so I'd have both parents. She had both parents growing up. It was very important to her. She wanted me to have both parents. She wanted me to love and respect my dad. And, my whole entire world revolved around my daddy when I was a kid. My daddy and my mom's dad. My dad and my papa. Like, I was the biggest daddy's girl you'd ever meet in your life. It was hard when they split up. It was hard. And, whenever COVID hit, I was working at a restaurant. I'm not going to say the name. We got shut down for 3 months, and I was bullied simply for being scared of losing my home. And, and it's not to say that I wasn't worried about everybody else in the world too. Like, of course, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to anybody. I wouldn't want anybody to get really bad sick, and wouldn't wish losing a loved one on anybody in the world, but I just always sort of felt like everybody else deserves to be okay more than I do, so if something bad's gonna happen, it's most likely gonna happen to me. I mean, that's just how my fucked up brain works, like that's just how I think on a daily basis. I mean, that's another reason why, like, why I had some of those feelings of, oh, this channel is never going to take off, it's never going to go anywhere, blah, 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 because how many people get that lucky, and, like, why would anybody pick me? You know, like, why would I ever get that lucky? And it's just sort of, you know, if something bad's going to happen to anybody, it's most likely going to happen to me. And I'm a pretty healthy person for the most part, despite having 2 genetic disorders. So I figured if I got COVID, you know, like, it probably wouldn't kill me. And if it did, well, I'd rather die than lose my house anyway. You know, and I was right. When I had COVID, I just thought it was a sinus infection. I've had severe sinus infections my entire life. I didn't think twice about it. I checked myself every day for a fever just to be on the safe side because I didn't want to get anybody else sick. So again, yes, I do care about other people, regardless of what some of my friends at the time wanted to say. And I didn't have a fever. It's fine, you know. And I brought it home to Dustin, and thank God he didn't get it that bad, because it could have been really bad for him. He has asthma, you know. And for me, the truth is always somewhere in the middle. You know, I feel like the media blew the whole thing out of proportion on both ends, which didn't help the situation at all. Just made, you know, makes people like hate each other and like fight against each other, when really right now we need to be lifting each other up and be there for each other, you know. And there's some people who only hear half of what I'm saying right now and turn this off and say, oh, she's saying it's fake, she's saying it's not real. No, it's real, you know. And some people do get it really bad, really serious. Like, it is super dangerous for some people. Like, for instance, my cousin's husband, you know, he spent 3 months in a hospital, majority of that on a ventilator. He almost died. You know, my best friend's dad, he died from it. You know, like, but those are, you know, the minority, not the majority. You know, and again, you know, it's not that I'm materialistic or anything like that. The only reason that I was so scared of losing my house is because I don't want to lose my animals. And you guys I mean, these are part of my family, you know. I mean, and I guess people who aren't animal lovers just don't understand that, you know. And I've made several videos of where we got kicked out of our last apartment complex because of these guys, after them telling us we could have them, and after we were there like a year, you know. I mean, if it came down to that and I had to rehome all of them every single time I went to drop one off at their new home, it would be ripping a piece of my heart out. Like, we rescued a lot of these guys, hand raised a lot of these guys. Obviously, you know, I'm not stupid. I know I can't keep every single one. I have my one set aside that are up for grabs, up for sale. But you know what I mean, like our favorites that we've had for like ever, you know. And what hurt even more is the fact that people didn't understand. You know, they just wanted to call me selfish, etc. And it's not really that. It's more just really, really low self-esteem, to the point of my entire life up until this point has been utter chaos. And you know, it's really hard going through life with the mentality of when things are going good, you can't even enjoy it because you're just like, okay, Everything's going good. I've got everything I want. I got everything I've ever dreamed of. How long before shit hits the fan? You know, somebody new, somebody positive walks into my life. You know, it's like, okay, how long are they going to stick around before they get sick of me and can't stand me anymore? Like, that's literally, it's fucked up, but that's literally how I think on a daily basis. I've struggled with mental health for years. I'm in therapy trying to work on that now. You know, and again, those insecurities are a big part of why I haven't tried to do more with this channel, because why would I deserve it? You know, like, what makes me better than the next person? Whew, that was hard. That was hard. And that's out of the way, let's try to talk about more positive things. Me and Dustin did get married in 2020. The one good thing to come out of 2020. It's such a freaking shit show. But the one good thing to come out of that year, and it even looked for a while like that wasn't even going to happen. And that's all another story in itself. But needless to say, we've been married just a little over a year now, and because we got married October 10th, 2020, which just so happens to be my grandfather's birthday. Another reason why I was so set on not changing the date, because for one, numerically it was supposed to be good luck, and two, it ended up being scheduled on my grandfather's birthday by accident. We literally asked for the closest Saturday possible to Halloween without it actually being on Halloween, and that's the date they gave us. So it was sort of just like the planets aligning perfectly, you know, and just like sort of I saw it as like good luck for our marriage, you know. And but anyways, everything ended up working out, and so now we're, you know, just a little over a year being married, and we want a bigger place. We want to start a family, and obviously don't have the room to do so here. So that's one of the big plans for the future, is hoping to get a bigger place by the end of summer, going into fall. We're hoping to be in a bigger place. I mean, as you can see here, you see this? You see this over here? This, yeah. I have to move these tubs over here out of the way just so I can get in that rack. If that says anything. I mean, these guys are in front of a window, which certainly doesn't help things either. My boas need a new rack, you know, and again, insecurities. I was going to start a GoFundMe or something, you know, on Facebook or whatever, but I was worried people call me an animal abuser or like, you know, and just get so much hate, especially when you see like how much people trashed Brian, you know, there for a while, which again, you know, like, he's one of my favorites, you know. I mean, maybe he had more than what he could take care of for a while, you know. I feel like he's a good person, you know. You never know the full story, but that's all I'm gonna say with that one. Like, get the whole story before you judge somebody. completely. You know, nobody's perfect. Um, but I mean, I'd do anything for my animals, and so I definitely didn't want to put myself out there like that. I mean, that's my next thing is getting these guys a better rack system. That's the first thing I'm doing as soon as I get moved is get these guys a better rack system. Like, you see the boa rack right there. Yeah, they're fine. We make sure it stays clean, stays sanitary, everything. It just leaks a little bit into the next cage when they spill their water. We sealed it. We followed all the steps correctly. You know, unfortunately, the professional grade stuff or the stuff they use to make the professional racks is expensive, and the like the type of board that is, and professional racks that are already built, also very expensive. So just, I mean, literally to change just the snakes, just all the snakes and the leopard geckos over to a professional rack system will cost me upwards of 10 grand. So bear with me, y'all. I'm trying. I'm probably going to go ahead and build the boas a new rack before we move out of professional grade stuff, and then worry about buying some professional racks when we move for everybody else. It's sad. It's such an expensive hobby. It really is sad that, you know, just basic necessities to keep something alive are so expensive. And it really bothers me because every living thing on earth deserves to live happy and healthy. You know, they deserve to live a happy, healthy life while they're on the earth. And it's like, man, I mean, just look how expensive food is for us, you know? I mean, and like $13 for a frozen rat at Petco for a snake? Come on. You know, like a lot of people can't afford that. But anyway, so that's what I got planned for the future. And also, I traded with Tristan, Gecko Junkie. Traded him 2 gargoyles for a lily white crested gecko I'm raising up. I purchased a tricolor this year, little baby tricolor possible male. Not sure yet. So hopefully it is a boy, because my Lily just found out as a girl, and I can breed the 2, and we'll have some tricolor lilies next year. And then hopefully when we get moved, start doing bearded dragons. Gonna start doing boas, because I'm gonna have them in their own separate thing. They're gonna be on their own separate thermostat, where I can turn the temp down to like 70, 75 to get them in that mood to breed. So lots of fun, exciting content coming up. And just, hey, let me know some suggestions, you know, like on what you guys think I should do as far as like uploading. I think what I'm gonna do is upload like every 2 weeks, and see how that goes, and see if I can stick with that. I feel like that should be a pretty easy thing to do, considering my job. I have like a rotating schedule. So yeah, I think it'd work out nice. And I'm sorry this was kind of one of those more vloggy, boring type videos, and really kind of a bummer, but I just really felt like I owed y'all an explanation of where I've been, and I appreciate each and every single one of you, even though I've only got like 30 of you. Hopefully, maybe I'll reach more than that. And, you know, I'm not doing this whole gig for fame and fortune anyway, you know, like, I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I was rich, with the way that I grew up. And I don't want to be rich. I don't want that kind of stress of having that much money, you know. I just want a better setup for my animals and a bigger house. That's the only reason I would want any money. And as far as YouTube goes, well, it's sort of an outlet for me to vent and also educate people. And my main reason for doing these videos is maybe help a few people get over their fear of snakes, get over their fear of reptiles, or at least like consider, you know, like going over to a friend's house to have them, and maybe trying to get over their fear if they're afraid, you know, and just showing people that, hey, reptiles deserve love too. They're not these scary, cold-blooded killers, you know, like, just showing the world how awesome they can be, really. Like, that is the main purpose of my channel. Yeah, who cares if it never goes anywhere, you know? I have the free time now, so the main point and the main purpose of this channel from the very, very beginning has always been just to show people, hey, reptiles aren't all creepy, crawly, and scary. Reptiles are awesome too. And give them a chance, you know. So, oh, I did forget one more thing. We did build a small, like, nano reef saltwater tank. I'll be filming it, showing you guys it, give you guys like a little video tour of that tank. And we're going to be doing a bigger saltwater tank, like 300-400 gallons when we move. After I get all these guys taken care of first. Once these guys are all good and everybody's got a better setup, then we'll move on to that. So, yeah, tons and tons of exciting things to come, y'all, I promise. Things are only going to get better. This shit show that we call the world right now is at some semblance of back to normal. I stress some. So, hopefully things only get better from here. And please, 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 if y'all are struggling at all with mental health, or, you know, struggling at all with depression, you know, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody, you know. There's plenty of people out there. If you don't feel comfortable going to therapy or whatever, yeah, like, I hated therapy. I hated counseling, you know, until I got a good therapist. I got a good therapist now. I just started seeing her this year, and she rocks, you know. But if you don't feel comfortable, you know, and don't want to call one of those stupid hotline things, like, they're complete BS, if you ask me. They've never helped me. And then talk to a friend, you know, like, go to a friend's house. And if you feel like they're one of those friends that's going to be like, you know, really blunt and tell you just like, suck it up, yada yada yada, you ain't even got to tell them what's wrong if you don't want to, you know. Just go hang out with them to just hang out with them and take your mind off whatever's bothering you, you know. And if they're willing to listen, vent, you know. Preferably find somebody that's willing to listen, you know. If you're somebody that just like internalizes everything and doesn't like to vent and doesn't like to tell people when something's wrong, find one. That's okay. You don't have to tell everybody your business. Find one person, though. Just find one person that you can vent to. Like, there's help out there. There is. You know, don't just suffer in silence. That only makes things worse. You know. But that being said, show some love. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon. Ring the bell. And share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.